Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for checking out this video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. So, as you know, if you've been around and checking out these videos for a while, I actually am a fan of Rebecca Lobo as an analyst. I think she does a great job with games. I've always said she could do NBA games. She's better than a lot of men. And so I found this interesting for another reason, which is, again, as many of you may already know, a while back, I said, yeah, I mean, probably over a month ago, Caitlin Clark is the best passer in the WNBA already, if not in the history of the WNBA, which I know that part's a bit of a stretch. However, are you seeing what I'm seeing now? And of course, I got a lot of people in the comments that thought I was absolutely nuts to even say she's the best passer just currently in the league. Well, Rebecca Lobo recently had something to say with regard to Caitlin Clark and her passing, as well as something else, which I think is really interesting that people are worried about with regard to Caitlin Clark's game. So here we go. Rebecca Lobo drops Caitlin Clark truth bomb that should terrify the WNBA. I like that headline, by the way. Kudos. Kudos to the writer, whoever's doing the headlines for this. That's a good one. So at this point, it's safe to say that WNBA legend Rebecca Lobo is a fan of Caitlin Clark. The Hall of Famer has had nothing but high praise for Clark and the rookie's rise as one of the biggest superstars on the planet. And in recent commentary, she went as far as to say, guess what? The Indiana Fever Guard has now established herself as the best passer in the game. That's right, the best passer in the game. And then one of the other things she talked about, which is something I think people are actually worried about, and I don't think they should be because something like this just does not just disappear. And that's when she said, what's remarkable too is she still hasn't found her 3-point shot at the rate that she will, Lobo said. She's adjusted. She's taking less of the logo bombs. She's driving more and finishing. So she's getting her points that way. And I think that is, well, she's spot on, but I think that it's an important reminder for all of us that she's not shooting the 3-pointer great right now, but she's doing a lot of other things well to get points. And they are things that a lot of people who, shall we say, had less than high praise for Caitlin Clark said were lacking from her game that she couldn't do. Right? She didn't have any type of mid game. She couldn't create her own shot. She didn't have the handle. She couldn't beat players one on one off the dribble because she wasn't quick enough to do so or get to the basket. And we have seen that that has been proven to be flat out wrong. Flat out wrong. Now, about the 3-point shot. First of all, she's not shooting it absolutely terribly, like 32.7%, something like that. But she hasn't been shooting it as well lately. But that is a skill. And if you watch her in a lot of her warm ups or practices, I mean, dead on. She'll shoot 5, 6, 7 in a row from 28, 29 feet, and they're nothing but net. And so you've got other things factoring into it, maybe the degree of difficulty, how hard she's having to work to get open, just dead legs from all the basketball that she's been playing. So that may, the rest may do her good there. But someone who shoots that well, just like a Steph Curry, it doesn't just disappear. If you look at her college numbers, I mean, the article said she made 5.2 a game last year in college, and she was shooting from distance then too. She took 13 and a half game. I mean, she shot 37.8%, 39% the year before, almost 41% her freshman year. Her sophomore year was the only year that she was under 37.8%, and that was down at 33.2. She was not, that was a little bit of an off year for her from a 3-point shooting standpoint. And that's about what she's shooting right now. But that is not going to disappear from her game. And when she starts making those at a percentage that is more consistent with her skill level, while she's unlocked her ability to create off the dribble and get to the basket, watch out, WNBA. Watch out, WNBA. This is not right now. She's only knocking down 2.7 at a 32.7% clip. Okay, I got that right. But like it says, college she averaged 37.7. That's actually I think that was her senior year. Was that her average total too? Yeah, it was. Okay. Yeah, because that one slightly off year. So she only had 1 year that was below her career average. So that is a huge thing. And I want to show you something because I think this kind of sums up what Rebecca Lobo is saying, what I said like a month ago about her passing. Well, a couple things. One, she has an incredible basketball IQ. She sees things before it happens, which obviously gives her great opportunities, but then she has the skill level to execute what she sees, and it's why you're always going to get turnovers with her as well. And it's just one of those things. It's like certain quarterbacks, like say, Brett Favre, who would have these huge big game plays, throwing bombs down into double coverage and getting game winning touchdowns and all that. You also had him throw a lot more interceptions than maybe is typical for a Hall of Fame quarterback. And but if you reeled him in a little bit, you're also taking away all those big plays. So I want to show you this particular play. I found yet another angle. Each angle seems to be getting better and better. But this is that pass to Aaliyah Boston from another angle that also just makes you go, wow, holy crap. How did she do that? And it's also why you can see how turnovers happen. But we'll get through a few other things for this. First of all, again, and I think Christy Reeve, even in her press conference after the All-Star game, talked about the defense being an issue and maybe they didn't play it as hard as they should. And blah. They're picking up Caitlin Clark full court. Okay. Cheryl Reeve. I'm sorry. I said Christy. I'm thinking Christy Sides in my head. But so we've got Caitlin Clark having to get up court against the full court pressure. By the way, shout out to Aaliyah Boston. I'll show that again. Shout out to Aaliyah Boston, by the way, with her ball skills because they picked her up as well, and she does a great job here. And then one thing else I want you to show you before we get to the pass, when Aaliyah Boston picks up the ball as Caitlin Clark runs toward her. Again, this goes back to basketball IQ. Because she finds herself right there, Kelsey Plum turns to pressure the ball. As soon as that happens, Caitlin Clark makes a beeline away, and boom, now she's open. And again, also shout out, kudos to Aaliyah Boston for recognizing that instantly. And then this goes to the two of them building that rapport and playing together. As soon as she recognizes it right away, gets Caitlin the ball, and boom, straight to the basket. Straight to the basket. So pay attention to those things. Aaliyah Boston bringing it up, how Caitlin Clark separates herself, and then Aaliyah Boston recognizes that instantly and then goes straight to the bucket. Boom, and boom, Clark's away. Boston gives it to her, goes right to the. Look at that pass. Did you see that pass? I slowed it down, so it's gonna show again. We're gonna show it half the time. By the way, right there, right at the beginning of this, if I can back it up a little without messing up, she is already look. Boston's already going. As soon as Clark got that ball, she's already looking for that pass. Now watch where there is no room for this basketball to get to where it does, and yet it hits Aaliyah Boston in her hands perfectly in stride with a little bit of English on it to get it to the right spot. Check this out. Are you kidding me with that pass? I got to back that up one more time. Look at this thing. See, by the way, again, if you go back, as soon as she's already looking for her. I know this is choppy. I'll play it again, but I just want to see if I can look at that. Where's the ball? You can't see the ball. There is no space to get that ball through there, and she bounces this thing right at Griner's foot. Can you see the ball? And that hits, look where Boston is, but that leads her, hits her in stride right at the foul. Look at that, right on the foul line. All right, I'll play it through again. I'll play it through again for you. I know that's hard to see, but I wanted to show those few things. So here it goes again. Boom. Absolutely insane. Yes, she is the best passer in the WNBA. She is the best point guard in the WNBA. Thank you, Rebecca Lobo, for having the sadly in this climate with everything going on with Caitlin Clark to have the courage to say these sorts of things, but and also to reassure everybody because I know a lot of people, Caitlin Clark fans, have been really worried about her 3-point shooting lately. It'll come back. All shooters go through slumps. All hitters in baseball go through slumps. It's part of the game. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below on what Rebecca had to say, both about Caitlin's passing, about her 3-point shooting, and so forth, and what that means for the Indiana Fever going forward. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I really do appreciate it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It does mean a lot, and I will talk to you later.